Hey, ladies and gents, this is she, the MP, with a healthcare tip for you for your elderly parents or disabled parents that you care for. I want to give you 5 tips to help keep them safe this winter season. As the winter gets colder or the weather gets colder and winter starts to set in, it's important to make sure that they're safe, especially if they live alone and they live with pets. There's simple things that we can do to help them stay safe in their home during these winter months. So I'm gonna give you 5 tips and we'll be done. Check the weather forecast is number one. Plan ahead by checking the weather and making sure that if there's anything going on in the weather, natural disaster, rainstorm, snowstorm, or it's just going to be abnormally cold, then you know to go to their home. Make sure those electrical bills, make sure those gas bills are paid so they don't have problems getting heat in their home, having lights in their home. Maybe make sure that they have candles just in case the lights go out. Help them prepare their homes for winter by making sure that it's well insulated. Um, Making sure that, of course, there's hot water. If they live in an area where it's snow, that the walkways and driveways are clear. Help them stay safe and comfortable all season long by making sure that the fire alarms are working and that the fire alarms are able to detect carbon dioxide, which is very important, especially if they're going to be using electrical heating system, those electrical heaters. You want to make sure that the fire alarm detects carbon dioxide. We don't want them to go to sleep and not wake up in the morning. Checking on them regularly is number two. Checking in on your loved ones regularly is one of the best things that you could do to help keep them safe during the winter. Give them a call, drop by for a visit, or send them a text to check in and make sure they're doing okay. Creating a routine. Create a routine by checking on them if you haven't yet. My routine for my mom is I text her, even if I text her a video, just something to get a response from her to know that she's okay. My dad, he has a large support system, so there's multiple people checking in on him, and he's very active on social media. So if I don't see him post or like a post, or he gonna like this post, or call or text me. He call and text at least every single Sunday. But if I don't hear from him or if I don't see him, then I know it's time for me to check in. My uncle and my aunt, the same thing. If they're not calling me, my aunt calls me once a day, every day. If she doesn't call me, then I know it's time to get in contact with her. My uncle, the same thing. He calls me about every other day. And if he doesn't call, then my routine is to get in contact with him just to make sure that they're okay. So creating a routine is very important. Making sure that they have a support network. A support network is a person or group of people that your loved ones have constant communication with. This person or these people will know if there's a problem in the routine. Again, I personally speak to my mom, my dad, my aunt, my uncle on a regular basis. And I know that if I don't hear from them, then it's time for me to take the next step in the process, which is calling. If they don't answer the phone, then it's time to get on the road. I won't call 911 because I've done that before and it was very embarrassing. So I'm not going to do that. I'll go myself to check on them. And thankfully, we've never had a problem. But if you have a network to consistently ensure that your loved ones are safe, then you're doing fine. If you don't, then it's time to get one. An emergency alert system. If you don't have a person or a group of people that can help you create a routine, then an emergency alert system is an alternate way to create your own security support system. Med alert, the little tags, my dad have one of those too, and if you press up against him too hard, then the system will go off. I don't think it's that sensitive anymore. He was at church one evening and he was hugging the parishioners as they were leaving. And as he was in the parking lot, the ambulance and everything started pulling up and he was looking around like, who's hurt? Like, what happened? And they were there for him. And it's because his alert system was so sensitive. As he was hugging people and leaving, he set off the alarm. So that's a great alternative way to create your own security support system for your loved one if you don't have people. Have an emergency plan in place. If you don't have an emergency plan, then you need to get one. Make sure you have systems in place for falls, natural disasters, fires, or anything else you can think of. Make sure that your loved ones are fully aware, they're educated. You sit down and talk to them about this emergency system and or this emergency plan, and make sure they know exactly what to do if they, for example, fall and can't get up, or if a fire starts. We don't know what the future holds, so let's just plan accordingly so we can make sure that they're safe. Um, in conclusion, if we follow these steps, if we follow these tips, then you can help your loved ones stay safe during the winter months, checking on the weather forecast, preparing their home for winter, checking in on them regularly, making sure they have an emergency alert system, and making sure you have an emergency plan will help keep them safe all winter long. Again, this is She, the MP, with the healthcare tip. Have a great evening. Peace.